Yeah, let's hope nothing breaks today. So I kept hearing a clunking sound on the front end, and hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and we are going on an off-road adventure with my Gen 3 Raptor. Now this is probably going to be the video for the day for the second channel, and so I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the formatting. I'm just going to take you guys with me, and hopefully it's like semi-enjoyable. But with that being said, oh, as always, if you're going to save time, money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. $8,225.9 miles. And look at that! Same exact fuel economy as what I average in my V8 Wrangler. Wow. Also, always got to bring the important stuff. So I got my tripod that's broken, air compressor that's not broken, and I have my backpack full of stuff. Yes, I am rocking a Raptor with Fox shocks, but also rocking a Bilstein backpack. And I bought that air compressor with Ford Pass points. So check how many Ford Pass points you have if you happen to have a Ford, because you can get some cool stuff with it. Also, air conditioned seat on when it's like 73 degrees. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like super cold, but it's also not super hot, so it's like not needed. And yeah, I'm gonna have to go get gas as well, because yeah, 51 miles of range. That's not gonna work for off-roading, so I guess our first area to go to is Costco. So I just filled up the Raptor's tank, and we have 569 miles of range, of course. But anyways, it was $124, and I looked at that and I was like, you know what? That's not that bad. Like, gas prices have been so ridiculous that since it only costs $124 instead of like $200 to fill up the Raptor, I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. Like, it's still over $100. It's just crazy, like the mentality change because of how expensive everything's gotten over the last little bit. So we're trying, yeah, that amount of PSI. Just got here and I forgot how long it takes to air down 37s. Like, I've been airing downs like 31 airing downs. I've been airing down 31s, 32s for like the last few months, and those take like 2 seconds to air down. 37s have so much air in them. I like have so much respect for people that have like 40s on their vehicles and air those things down, because like, yeah, it's just so time consuming. It's so much air, but obviously the benefit is the ride quality is so much better with bigger tires. But yeah, let's hope nothing breaks today. So I kept hearing a clunking sound on the front end, and it turns out it is literally the battery is completely loose. So yeah, definitely gonna get that fixed. So here we go. This is the culprit. You guys can see it was literally just like dangling down the engine bay. But I will say, I will give props to Ford. They have like a strap on this so that it doesn't, like if it jiggles loose like this, it's not just gonna like fly out and, you know, do something to the engine, but it's still hilarious. So thanks to John, we have this all fixed. You guys can see strapped down and in place. So I shouldn't have any more rattling. I was so confused because every single time I went over like a big bump, I kept hearing this like clunking sound, and I thought that it was just maybe the shocks, because sometimes when shocks are warming up that have live valve technology, they'll make like little clunks and everything because they're calibrating. But yeah, no, it was a loose battery. So I'm just thinking about this. Literally every single time I was going over a bump and hearing that clunking sound, my battery was like having the best time of its life, because he was like, wee, and then like back down again. So yeah, definitely interesting. No more clunking, obviously, because, well, it's in place. But yeah, go figure. But that seriously, honestly impresses me, because the amount of stuff that this truck has been through, and the fact that I haven't had to take it into the Ford service department like whatsoever to get anything fixed, I think it's pretty impressive, because like over 8,000 miles, a lot of those miles off-road, and like the worst thing that's happened to this truck at this point, other than the wife damage, of course, is the fact that the battery came loose. Like, that's pretty phenomenal. So I probably should have gotten this on camera when we were driving it, but we just took a ride in Dex's Razor. That thing has like almost 30 inches of travel, and let me tell you, like, as cool as the Raptor is, that thing is on a whole nother level. Like, bumps don't exist, and you can go so fast. Like, on trails with the Raptor where you could maybe go like 40, 50 miles an hour, and that thing you can go like 80 miles an hour plus. It does have a little bit of, you know, some stability issues at high speed because it's not a super long wheelbase like the Raptor, but it is still like the craziest thing I've ever been in that's like an off-roader. And honestly, like, it kind of defeats some of the purposes of off-roading, because it's so capable that it makes everything boring. So I guess if you wanted to like quickly get up to places with no challenge, then yeah, that would be great. But if you want any sort of challenge, then yeah, don't buy one of those, because just, yeah, when you have that much travel with the live valve shocks that has and everything, it's crazy. But also they're super expensive. That thing's like $50,000 for, I mean, it is street legal, but like you're not going to daily drive that, so yeah. Okay, so I got to show this to you guys, point of view. In the Raptor, I can't do too much stuff through here. This is like a perfect playground for like a RZR though, but still it's kind of fun to like traverse terrain like this. And sorry, this is not the best GoPro point of view, but this stuff is still like pretty dang fun. It's crazy, like all of the angles. Like look at this, we'll go into here for example. It's crazy all of the angles and everything the Raptor can handle. Oh, this might be a bad idea. Let's see if I have the breakover angle for this. Actually, you know, we got quite a bit of ground clearance. We got quite a bit of flex. Look at that. Look at like the rocks on the side there. Those are huge. Now again, if I was in the RZR, I'd be going like 50 miles an hour through here. But and I'm still in 2-wheel drive, by the way, guys. So like this isn't super difficult terrain by any means. Oh, the truck's like so fun. Yeah, this is kind of like a little playground almost. Again, this would be ideal, like dirt bike too, I think. Woo! Okay, which one of these should we go down? They're all pretty steep looking. I guess that this one looks okay. Woo! Feels like we're on a roller coaster. Look at that. Feels like we're on a roller coaster. That is fun. Okay, there's a bunch of sharp rocks over there, so we're gonna avoid that. See, you can have fun with a Raptor on a bike course. You obviously can't carry the same speeds, but this is crazy. Like stuff like this, I saw Dex coming by and he was just like jumping it with the RZR. So it's like, it's kind of hilarious to just see the difference with both the vehicles. And thank goodness I'm not in that Nissan Pathfinder Rock Creek Edition that has 7.7 inches of ground clearance, because I can actually drive over rocks without getting obliterated. Yeah, this is, yeah, look, I don't know if you guys saw that in camera view, but he just totally caught air. He's like drifting. Man, I kind of want to get one now. It's so fun just to do like little drifts and stuff with the Raptor. So I've pulled off for a second because I found this. I'm not sure what this is exactly. There's like a little silo thing over there. So I'm guessing this is like an old animal pen or something that's probably not in use anymore because it looks pretty run down, and maybe that's storage for something. But yeah, the things you find out in the middle of the desert here in the public lands of Utah. Yeah, so this has to be animal pens because this looks like a water holder because there's like a trough next to it. So yeah. Anyways, I think you guys might enjoy this. I'm in 2-wheel drive, so I'm just full sand burnout. I'll try to get you guys a better viewpoint here. Woo! On the edge. You can hear the, well, it's kind of hard because the Raptor has such good insulation, so you can't hear it too much, but you can kind of hear the tires squealing because they're losing grip. This is what the Raptor's all about, frankly. It's fun stuff like this. Just bombing through the desert. So whenever I get up to fences like this, check for any sort of, because some of these are just for cattle, but sometimes it's private property, so you want to make sure you don't go on private property. So doesn't look like there's any private property signs, so we should be fine. I'm gonna get roasted by someone in the comment section for that, but you know, you always gotta make sure. And you know, sometimes some things are marked, and you know, situations happen. That's why you know, try to look at maps and everything. And I have this area pretty well mapped out in terms of where I should and should not be, but you know, there's always the chance for human error, and if human error happens, well, make sure you apologize and don't act like a, well, I don't know. Anyways, this stuff's fun here. And also stay on the road. Don't go on the, don't go off the path. Woo! There we go. I was waiting for it to step out a little bit. This is so much fun. See, again, you could drive, I'm not gonna pretend like this is like hardcore off-roading. Like, you could drive down this road in a Toyota Camry, frankly. Like, now you'd have to go like 10 miles an hour, but it's so loose right now. You'd have to do it like 10 miles an hour, but you could do it. The difference between a Camry and a Raptor is like, we're going 60 at certain points. Let's make sure this heap isn't anything. Okay, it's just tumbleweeds. Well, future tumbleweeds, I should say. I think that thing's hilarious is I off-road almost every single weekend, and so I'm not Ken Block by any means, but I have fun, and I feel like I've got a pretty decent skill level built up over the last few years, and some people still seem to think that I've never been off-road in my life, and it's like, okay, I've been a couple times. But yeah, this isn't really going to change all that much, so I'm going to have fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little clip. So we actually just made it to the end of the trail where the interstate begins. Well, I guess this is not interstate. I guess this is technically an intrastate road. But anyways, this is actually right by a town, which is down there, that I almost moved to because I was going to buy a farm, but it didn't end up working out because, well, they didn't want to sell a house to someone who owns a bright neon green truck. Go figure. People in small towns don't want to have to deal with us YouTubers. But anyways, we're going to take this trail road. It's more of a road than a trail, honestly, because it's just dirt. Back over through the mountains, and then we're gonna have some fun with the Razor, but that's gonna be in a different video on the main channel. Well, I am officially driving back from the off-road adventures, and I really only had like one other mishap besides the whole battery being loose situation. And basically I was going down this trail and it abruptly had like a huge divot and then like rise. So like, yeah, suffice to say, it came out of nowhere and I pretty much just plowed right through it. And yeah, it was not exactly exciting. Nothing broke on the truck. The front, like some plastic pieces in the front end were kind of loose, so I just like put them back into place. Like stuff like that happens all the time when you go off-road. I know people are probably like freaking out. All the mall crawlers watching this video are like, oh my gosh, the plastic on the front of your Raptor came loose. But the other thing is the steering might need to be realigned a little bit, which on a regular car is not a big deal, but it's kind of a big deal in a Raptor because it's very difficult to actually get a Raptor aligned. Now, I at least know that was true for the Gen 2s. I don't know about the Gen 3. Now, it's not like horrible. I don't know if this is even gonna come up on the camera very well. It probably looks straight on camera. It's just slightly, like, it seems like it's just slightly to the side, maybe? To the, pulled to the right side a little bit. But it's not, like, honestly, like, if they can't align it, then it's no big deal because it's something that, like, you just get in, you wouldn't even notice it. I just noticed it because I own the truck. I just realized I was supposed to also sum up today's video overall, just like cap it off. So yeah, I already told you everything that happened. And I guess that after this off-roading experience, being able to drive my Raptor all day and then being with that Razor, it's kind of made me want the Bronco Raptor even more so, because the Bronco Raptor is kind of like in between the F-150 and the Razor. Like, it still is, you know, a like vehicle that's comfortable that you can drive. Like, the Razor is so, like, I mean, there's no windows basically. Like, there's a front windshield, but there's no windows, and like it's so loud and uncomfortable, and like it's super capable. Like, that's the cool part about it. But it's like you have to concede quite a bit with that, whereas with the Bronco Raptor, no, it's not as capable as the Razor, but it is better than the F-150 Raptor off-road, and it's good. Like, it's a big enough step above the F-150 Raptor that I feel like I would be very content with that. Like, I mean, it's like the craziest off-roader ever made, pretty much. I'd be very content with that. And so yeah, let's cross our fingers and hope that eventually I can get an allocation for one. I'm very, very doubtful, but I can dream. That's all.